when I was growing up, there's certain things that I used to look at that used to make me feel proud. We moved from Shepherd's Bush, Stanlake Road, to a road called Ritford Street. That's on the Gold Ark Road, at the end of Shepherd's Bush Market, right near Shepherd's Bush Market on the Gold Ark Road side, yeah? And there's a few things I started to see as I started getting older. I remember there was a hairdresser's across the road where my mum used to go to. I used to think, go on, you know, because there's a woman of colour, you know what I mean? I think she's the only person I knew that actually doing something. Then there was Mikey Ware. Mikey, don't mind me saying this, his dad used to sell ice cream and paraffin. In the summer, he would come around with his ice cream van. Wicked ice cream, I gotta say. And then he used to sell paraffin. Back in the days, the people who don't know paraffin, that was the stuff you used to burn. Stink up the house. But that's the stuff you used to burn to keep yourself warm. There was no central heating at them time. Why? Some of the houses didn't even have a bath. I'm not saying to you that I've grew up, I had it hard. No, I'm not saying that. Because where we lived in a house. So I didn't grow up in a council estate. I grew up near a council estate, but my father, he was that type of man. He just didn't want that. So we actually lived in a house. And the other thing that used to really impress me at the time was my father. Even though at the time he was a plasterer, he decided to set up a company and he started running a building company. And when I used to look around as I was growing up, there wasn't many people of colour actually doing their own thing. You used to have a few people in Shepherd's Bush Market selling groceries, but most of the times, most of the people of colour, when you looked, man, they were working on London Transport or working in a factory. Almost conditioned, you know what I mean? So when I was in school and I made my decision that, well, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be a fibres plasterer. Now I'm not saying that when we were growing up in Shepherd's Bush it was all lovely and sweet. It was growing up in the time when there was Teddy Boys, NFs. I remember the time in which where they used to be giving out leaflets outside school saying how black people's brains are smaller than white people's and that we're closer to monkeys and all that type of stuff used to go on. There's certain areas, there's certain parts of Warmo that's close to where the school was. That late at night, man, you couldn't really travel down there on your own. You couldn't travel there on your own. You should get yourself in trouble, mate. So at the time when I was growing up, man, by the time I reached secondary school, you start realizing that you're different. And that the game that we play and the game that everybody else was playing was slightly different, you know? The very first incident that I had with the police, when I look back at it, even back then, it had nothing to do with me, you know. But a friend of mine who has passed away now, a guy called, got himself involved with some police, and I go and jump in there like an idiot. End up finding myself in the back of a police van with some big tit steel toe cap boots getting booted in my fucking head. Yes, mate. At that point, our man started to grow up. Started to realise that, well, what I'm going to tell you is, when you talk about the police, you need them, you know. We do need them. But back down there, I reckon it's still the same now anyway. But back down there, boy, the brutality that used to be put under. Well, I don't even want to tell you. I remember them being in the cell at the time, and the one thing that, even up to this age, that I never forget, was the screams that I was hearing inside the cell when one of my friends was getting his head kicked in by the police. The screams, man. And it was then that told me, say, you know what, I ain't never coming back here again. I ain't gonna get myself in trouble for nobody.
That's so funny. This funny.
What are you doing?
This.
Yeah, got stop. These two fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy, you show him.
I can't. I just about can do it. No, I can't do it, Leah.
Yeah, you just did it. Yeah, you did it.
But what are you doing with your wrist?
It's disfacing you, isn't it?
What's
But
facing
like,
you? Your hands, your fingers.
He's like the type of dad who was teaching us how to whistle.
Yeah.
What? What am I doing wrong?
Everything. Dad, do this. Dad, look at me. Do
I'm
this.
looking at you.
Do this. Put your fingers down. Not close. Down. Yeah. So the down further. Now flip it.
Now look through the eye.
Yeah.